Hi everybody, welcome to Northwood Farms Vlog entry number 168. We've decided we're doing a series. Aren't you guys proud of us?
I realized this, you and I in a vlog is tricky because I have to be back here to be your height or squat down.
And there's not much I can do about anything. I got on my little horse from the ground, you guys, yay me.
Yeah.
But I came in, of course, look
Several
at Buck's.
times.
Yeah, for 4 days. Look at Buck's round pen. You can see that there's no place to do anything off the fence. And Buck's like, Emma, if you can't do it, you know, we'll figure something out. He goes, I'm not saying you're short. So, well, I did it anyway. So, let's see. So we're at the Houlihan Ranch, and it is June 14th, 2016.
Same as it was in the last vlog.
And oh, my funny story about my little frosting cupcake here is that twice when I went to go get him, he was laying down and I had to halter him laying down and get him up. That's how chill he is, even though I still got bucked off him, which was one of the best experiences probably of my whole horsemanship learning.
Really?
Yeah. It helps when you don't get hurt and you just get to learn a lot.
Cheap education,
yeah.
as Nathan said.
Anyway, that was high value actually. So what I wanted to talk about though today, because Buck was talking about the moment of suspension. Why was he talking about that? It was in a different context than flying changes.
He thought of it when someone dropped their lead behind.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna fix this. Whoops, sorry guys. So he was talking about the moment of suspension in the canter, and then that got me thinking about growing that moment of suspension, because
I know what it was. He was talking about timing, and if the horse is late, you're never going to get flying changes.
The brace.
Yeah.
The
if
brace.
There's a brace before a give, you're kind of sunk on upper level maneuvers because the horse is always going to be late.
Right, because the moment of suspension is so brief, is what he was talking about. And it is interesting to think of, like, all this foundational stuff is so huge, which is why if you get a great colt starter, it's ginormous no matter what you're gonna do, because those first things when the horse is clean can show up, 5 years down the line. Yeah. I think for sure whatever you put in first is always going to be on the menu.
Yeah.
And we'll have to talk about that another time. Anyway, so when he got to talking about how brief that moment of suspension is, I got to thinking about how the human's timing is so critical when asking for that flying change, presuming you don't even have a brace, and depending on the body style of the horse. So if the horse's body style, let's say like Jack's, is kind of low and there's not a ton of suspension in that canter, then do you stay at the snaffle bit stage waiting for the horse to develop those
suspension.
That biomechanical strength and the collection. Mm-hmm. If they are very flat normally, maybe that. So I asked Buck, because now that I have some 2-rein horses, I can feel the difference in their physical development, and it makes a lot more sense to calculate, like, okay, how good is my timing? How long is the moment of suspension? And those are factors that I hadn't really thought about when when we think about progress.
You'd certainly like to have a longer moment of suspension when you're first trying to figure it out, but the reality is it's pretty far along to get that much engagement, that much jump in your canter to give yourself more time. Yeah, the snaffle. Well, that's the question. I'm on the edge of going to the Hackamore. Yeah. She's insisting.
Left hand up a little. There we go.
So
I'm insisting that he go to the Hackamore because of what I've learned from Jackson. Now, we should probably ask Buck, but no, I really don't think so.
I don't really want to ask him.
No,
I
don't think so. I don't think so. My point is that
I think I'm going to take the plunge. Basically.
Yeah, because stuff changes, and if you have the skeleton of everything, you have to take into account their physiological development. I guess that's kind of my point. And then that combined with the human skill, timing, feel, all of that has to match up. So what Buck is going to be able to do with a fractional moment of suspension with his experience is different than what I'm going to be able to do. I need just like everything, I need more latitude than anyone else.
More time, and we talked about that with your horse too. You would have liked a little more time because the first day it was split into 2 classes. Yeah. And frosting doesn't have a lot of life there.
I would have gotten it. Give me a day or two.
Yeah, if she would have had a little more time, that would have been quite different. And I don't know. I think these last couple days with a little bit more time, longer.
We
were in all day the last few days.
The last few days, and that made a huge difference. And then we have to say for sure that you and I were out here until dark. And the horses
the
get
first
put
night?
up the hill there, and we were the ones putting our horses out at 10 o'clock at night in the dark after the rest of the herd had been put out, and the fireflies were all around, and the creek was rushing, and the horse were clip-clopping, and
I was just
good
happy my
times.
horse was not bucking. I wasn't noticing fireflies.
You were just walking without a saddle.
Well, I know, but I was just reveling in the moment that I got through it that night. So.
Oh man, yeah, that was awesome. And then the other thing I just will say really quickly is that my little horse was so gentle. I put up with him dragging on the end of the lead rope for 2 days, right? And I got bucked off the first day. No, I got bucked off the second day. So I don't know. One night I decided, and I have a friend who was telling me that it's not a passing grade if the horse isn't leading up as a B-, and he was probably a C-. Let me saddle him, do all kinds of things, but for real, if they don't lead up, then you don't have the feet. Even if maybe I could do 4/4 yields, drill dots, hindquarters, all of that, the reality is that I didn't have the feet, and I certainly didn't have the front feet pulling him along.
Yeah. And I'll just add, that's not easy to do. I mean, it's easy, especially one like him that doesn't have a lot of, to just every time you walk off, they're with you. It's not necessarily an easy thing. I mean,
yeah, and you have to know.
it's easy to cause a horse to drag.
Yes. And even though I know how to get a horse walk, trot, canter at my shoulder,
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was appropriate for me to prioritize that with him.
Well, but it's that and just leading off straight, I think.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I can have a horse cantering with me straight, too.
Yeah.
I know how to get that, but that's not what I'm going to do with a colt that has never had anything done with him. I didn't know. I didn't know what quality was important. That's the thing.
Sure.
And that's the scary part about colt starting, of course, is that the danger factor when you have a bunch of decisions to make, you don't, any number of them could be right, but I don't have enough experience.
Well, and you have limited time. You got to pick and choose. That's one of the tricks of colt starting, or you learn it, I guess, through lots of experience, finding that rhythm.
Yeah.
It's not easy. I'm still working on getting that one figured out for sure.
Well, and it's, and it's a gift to me to be able to participate, and with so many people that now I love and adore, but also, to get to be a part of it, since I'm not a colt starter, to be able to learn all this and have these guys help me so much with my confidence and be here with you guys, and it's pretty cool.
Sure, a heck of a lot of fun, that's for sure.
It was okay. So we'll just say that tying up our lead ropes on the first ride, and Buck flagging us around like in this big pen, we were grinning.
Yeah, I was at first. I was a little
wondering
how it was going to work out. Was I going to last the ride? But by the end of it, man, I was smiling. It was so great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
He was doing great.
So that's our whole story from the Sheridan Invitational Colt Start 2016. We have to give a shout out to Nicole Pollo, who is an amazing photographer. Our good friend who's holding the camera, say hi.
Hi.
And Nicole Pollo Photography on Facebook, P-O-Y-O. And she just got named the photographer for the Pro-Am. And she's going to be super famous really soon.
And
And
I
she's
can't
my
be more
roommate.
excited for it.
She deserved it. Michael deserved it. It was amazing.
It was a great week.
Yes, and thank you to Mary and Buck and Isaac and Riata, of course, for this, and everybody who was here.
Yeah.
It was super fun. So for
Fun
those,
group.
yeah, and for those of you guys that were here that I didn't get to visit with, I still felt you and appreciate you a lot, for sure. So we'll see y'all next time. Have a great week. Bye.